Well, Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one, made a mincemeat of her opponent in the first round at the weekend.
Demonstration of intent, a clear statement of indeed in truly the world number one, and I need to hold it when it matters most. This is where it matters most because, you know, especially in this first round, some of these big name players that are seeded against in some of the unranked or seeded players, I think sometimes it could be very tricky because if you underrate any of your opponent at this very stage, then you're going to be maybe the first casualty, you know, to bow out of the competition. So I think that is why some of the big names are not, you know, taking it lightly against their opponent, making sure that at least they get started on a very positive note.
Sophia Kenin and Sloane Stephens now are the big names, if you want to say. But if you ask me, their pedigree leading up to this Australian Open had not been very big. But Sophia Kenin and Sloane Stephens are out. Sloane Stephens sent packing by Aryna Sabalenka, while Coco Gauff sent out Kenin at the first round of this year's Australian Open in the female. Couple of results, but let's look at what has happened in the male category. It looks like an easy one too for the big name players. There's been no major upset at the male rounds.
Yeah, no big upset yet in the ATP, talking about the male category. But we nearly saw what seems to be to have been maybe a big shock in some of just one out of those games, but then he was able to bounce back to clinch the victories. But as it stands right now, no big name casualty yet in the ATP and even the WTA. But we hope to see, because definitely there must be one or two shockers in the early rounds of the Australian Open, and we expect to see some of those shockers. These are some of the things that keep the fans on their toes. It's some of the, you know, magic that makes that brings the excitement of tennis, because when you keep having the regular big names, you know, progressing through, then it looks as though it is just normal thing. But when we are having one or two, you know, surprises out there, it goes a whole long way to tell us that other young players are also living up to the billings.